What if there was an easier, better way to access healthcare from the comfort of your home? Guess what? That's telemedicine. How long does it take for you to drive to a doctor's office or to see a provider? How long does it take for you to sit in a waiting room? With telemedicine, that's not going to happen. At the time of your appointment, we'll be logging on to a Zoom together and you won't be waiting. So it works hand in hand, right? Because not only does the patient not have to wait, the provider is also reviewing your case. We actually have time to sit down with each other rather than you having to drive 45 minutes across town to get there, wait another 45 minutes to be seen or longer. No, we actually take some nice time. We go deep dive into your labs depending on what we order. It could be blood work, it could be mycotoxins, it could be gut health. There could be so many things we could do via telemedicine. The whole point of telemedicine is for you to have easier access to a provider who's going to help you. Customer service is number one for us, right? With Eternity, we always make sure that our patients are happy. So patient satisfaction is number one. And let's say we finish our Zoom call, you still have questions, because it is a lot of information in the beginning for any patient who doesn't. If you're new or even a reoccurring patient that we see every 6 months or every 3 months, depending on what the patient decides, you can always message us in the portal or text us. Tiffany, or mention this supplement or this peptide or this hormone. Can you rephrase it for me again? And I answer back within 24 to 48 hours, and it's open communication. I love telemedicine as a provider. I think it's so easy to connect with the person and you have your time. You're just not rushed, right? When it comes to telemedicine, you fit it into your day. You don't have to go on somebody else's schedule. You put it into your schedule as a patient, right? So when does it work for you? When do you have the time, right? And you connect with somebody in person and sometimes even more, right? You get to talk a little bit longer. You get to spend more time. I'm double board certified. So I'm a family nurse practitioner. And then I'm also a functional medicine certified. I made sure I had to get licensed in each state so I can see patients in that state. So no matter where the patient is, it's great for people who are busy and traveling or anyone who needs access in a place where they don't have access to functional medicine. Let's say let's use New York, for example. You're in New York, I'm in Florida or in another state. As long as I'm licensed in that state, we can go ahead and get on a Zoom together and review your intake. A lot of patients actually prefer that because it's harder to find a functional medicine practice that gives you the quality that we do. We are not sacrificing anything just because of telemedicine. If anything, it's as similar as it can get to in person. Just like you would go to an office to get blood work, you would go to a LabCorp or Quest near you, whichever is closer to you. Fasted first thing in the morning is usually what we require. Go get your blood work. Once that's resulted, that's when we meet on Zoom. Most patients that do come to us, we do start with some blood work. It depends on the patient. We may order different types of tests depending on our first intake. We may have some digestive issues. We may have some other hormonal issues. We may have some cortisol patterns that may need to be addressed. And we might do a saliva cortisol test depending on what's going on with the patient. We check for mold, Lyme, and we dig deep. And just because it's telemedicine, it doesn't mean your care is affected. We actually prefer quality. Whatever we need to order, we will get that to you. And it's easy and simple. We just go to a Quest for blood work, and the other tests are usually shipped to your door. So let's say you were to get a gut health test, right? Or a GI map or a gut zoomer, depending on what we decide to go with. It's shipped to your door at the convenience at your house, private. Nobody needs to know but you. And then you would send that over to the lab from your house and everything comes ready in a box and you just put it in the mail. Medications would be for telemedicine. Everything would get shipped to your door and then you would self-administer the medication. Of course, we would teach you if it is something you have not done in the past. So basically you are saving time as well. You do not have to drive to an office again, right? For an injection, you can do it at home at your time. We do have videos that show you how to inject and we can also walk you through them through Zoom. The first couple of times, usually the first time, it's a little bit of, how do I do this? And then after that, you kind of become your own little pro and most patients become very confident after their first or second injection. So we check in usually after the first time we meet. We will check in within 8 weeks to see how you're doing. Of course, open communication is important. The patient does need to tell us how they feel, which you do have access to message us at any time and let us know, like, hey, maybe I don't feel so well or I'm having side effects. And we respond within 24 hours. So after your first initial blood work, if we will meet with you in 8 weeks, and then after that in 3 months, via Zoom or phone call or whichever works best for the patient. So whether you're new to Eternity Health Partners or already a patient, and if you have any questions or concerns, you can comment below or send us a message or give us a call, and we're happy to help.